What's your favorite bet on any of these games before we hit the weekend?
Well, I will certainly have my eye on that Ohio State game, but we're going to NC State here against South Florida, a South Florida team whose win total sits at 3. Their outlook is not very good on either side of the ball, and you have an NC State team that returns their top 3 running backs, returns their top 3 wide receivers, has a veteran offensive line, brings back 10 starters on defense. This one, to me, I think that NC State is going to throttle South Florida. Offensively, I think they're going to shut them down. Defensively, I am not afraid of the big number at 19. We are laying it, and we are laying it so confidently that you will see this play many, many times on Twitter on Thursday. And if it cashes, I will be giving away 5 $100 free bets on DK Sportsbook. So You should do things like follow me at Julian Edlow. You should do things like follow the Unreasonable Odds podcast.
Yeah.
We've got a new Twitter handle this week at Unreasonable Odd. We, of course, ran out of room for the S, but It doesn't matter. Go follow it. When NC State covers this spread on Thursday night, we will be giving away 5 $100 free bets on DK Sportsbook on Friday. So keep an eye out for that.
Why did you guys drop the S? Was that already taken?
It didn't fit. It doesn't fit.
How's that possible? My name is it's just as long as Unreasonable Odds.
All right. Well, maybe I need to go talk to the social team then.
No, I love them. I love them.
You know why it's Unreasonable Odd? Because there's not 2 of us anymore. It's just me. Steve Buchanan doesn't even do the podcast anymore. He's lazy. He does whatever he wants. Yeah. I'm doing all the heavy lifting over here.
It's true. It's true. You are everything to us. This company is nothing without you. Let's look at Saturday here, dude. We're the defending champs. Number 1, Alabama, opening its season against 14th ranked Miami on Saturday. So Alabama here favored by 19.5 points in this matchup. It's worth noting, since 2010, Nick Saban's squads 9-2 against the spread in their opening matchups. Do you think the Tide cover again?
Well, I'm a huge Bama guy. That's no secret. And it's interesting. Like the 9-2 number, that's great. A lot of those are steamrolling lesser competition, and now you see a big number. This is a big spread, but it's against a ranked team in Miami. It's against a good team in Miami. However, the Canes have De'Aaron King coming back from that ACL injury. We have some questions about them. I'm a little down on Miami, so I will never bet against Alabama. Put it that way. If you made me bet this spread, I'm taking Alabama. I may look to do something like, we know how much more profitable Alabama first halves have been over the full game, because Alabama just comes out, punches you in the face, and then can maybe let their foot off the gas a little bit late. So I'm maybe looking to get that first half line on Saturday if I make a play on this game specifically.
Yeah, and the Tide opening the year as the betting favorite on the DK Sportsbook, despite losing 10 players to the NFL, which seems to be the story every year.
They just keep hitting the refresh button, right? And bring them back in.
It's incredible. It really is. Another marquee matchup here, Jules, on Saturday sees number 3 Clemson and number 5 Georgia. Both of these teams have national title aspirations, so it's a big one right off the bat. Clemson is a slight favorite here, 3 points. You riding with the Tigers or going with the underdogs, the Bulldogs?
I'm going to be honest. This game has my brain in a pretzel. I have Georgia plus 3.5. I've already bet that. I might do a rare flip-flop by the time Saturday night comes. That's how split I am on this game. But I'm happy that I have the field goal with the hook, because I'm very much thinking about now going to Clemson. It's minus 150. I think it even moved to minus 140 on the money line. It's going back and forth. If I can get Clemson in that minus 140 range on the money line, I'm going to do it and make it a bigger bet than Georgia plus 3.5. So that if Clemson wins the game, I profit. And maybe by some miracle, Clemson wins the game by 3, and I cash both of those tickets. I really want to like Georgia. I'm an SEC guy. I think that Georgia is going to be better this year and obviously have a shot at being in this college football playoff. I don't let other people sway my opinion, but every smart person I'm talking to is saying how cheap this is for Clemson. I had Matt Humans on the Unreasonable Odds podcast yesterday. That came out today. He made 10 bets for week 1. 9 underdogs, 1 favorite. The 1 favorite, Clemson minus 3. I do a show on Sports Map Radio promoting DraftKings Sportsbook, the Diehards on Wednesday night. One of my co-hosts, Chris Thurston, his best bet of the weekend, he's on Clemson -3. We had Kenny White, the Wizard of Odds, on the show. He loves Clemson -3 as one of his best bets of the weekend. In his magazine, he actually has Clemson winning the game by 14, which is a little generous, but still. I don't know, man. Maybe Georgia's not proven enough. They're going to be without one of their best wide receivers in Pickens. The reason I was going against Clemson, DJ, the quarterback, he lost a big game to Notre Dame. He was losing 28-13 to Boston College in his other start, and Clemson roared back and did win that game. Maybe Clemson is polished enough. Maybe the defense is good enough. The offense has an advantage over Georgia, where I just need to go Clemson here.
Yeah.
I'm still figuring things out, man.
I know you are, dude. It sounds like your life. We have 2 more to go. Pick it up for us because we want to clip these off and send them out to Twitter. You can put them on your new Twitter bio that you have, your new Twitter account. Another primetime game on Saturday. You're welcome. Another primetime game on Saturday features number 16 LSU and a team a lot of people are high on this year, UCLA. Bruins have already played this year, defeating Hawaii last week. Wow, 44-10. LSU only favored by 2.5 points here. Should they be worried about this UCLA team on Saturday night?
No, they should not. I will give you a strong, firm take on this game. I'm playing LSU -2.5 or LSU on the money line if it gets cheap enough for me. Actually, -140, we're going LSU money line. We'll keep it safe. I love that UCLA looked great against Hawaii in that opening game. And money has come in on them. This spread was 4. We're getting past some key numbers here, obviously at 3. So for me, UCLA throttled Hawaii. That's great. Chip Kelly still has been awful in his tenure overall at UCLA. And now you have an LSU team that people are kind of finding a way to fade. The Hurricane narrative, they've had a tough time. Sure, but they're ready for this game. Coach O is one of the best coaches in the nation. He's gotten plenty of experience of high competition under his belt in the SEC. This is a team that, 2 years ago, 15-0, arguably the best college football team of all time. They come back, have a down season. They only returned 2 starters, but they ended the year upsetting Florida as a 20-plus point dog and beating Ole Miss. Now they return 18 starters, 9 on each side of the ball. They have good quarterback play. I think that LSU, over 8 wins, one of my favorite win totals of the season. I think this team's going to go about 10-2, including a big win on the road against UCLA on Saturday night.
And because Sundays are for Christians, one game that day, that's number 9, Notre Dame visiting Florida State. The Seminoles losing to the Irish last year, but there's a lot of new faces here on both sides entering this season. Notre Dame favored by 7.5 points. Can Florida State keep it close, Jules?
Yeah, these teams have so much turnover that I think this is a good game in certain ways to sit back and watch. But hey, it's the only Sunday night game, so we'll probably get something in on it. And I'm going to the dog. I'll play Florida State at home plus the touchdown and the hook plus 7.5. I like getting that number there. And this one has been bet down. People are fading Notre Dame. I think maybe some money comes back in. Notre Dame's a very public team, so we could see this number. This might be one to wait and bet later after some Notre Dame money comes in. But, yeah, Notre Dame's bringing back, 4 or 5 starters. They lost their quarterback that has started the last 30-plus games for them in Ian Book. There's a lot of turnover here for the Irish, and they get a tough road test to start the season. So if not that, Florida State is in line for the best season. They have some offensive line concerns, but there's talent on that team for sure. And they got one of your guys coming in there to play quarterback for him. So hopefully Milton is healthy. Mm-hmm. I like taking the underdog here at home, getting more than a touchdown.